Hi everyone, this is Becca with House of Lenormand. Welcome to my channel. Today is April 9th and I have decided to do a reading today on why the Republicans will not release the Mueller report. For those of you that are not familiar with Lenormand, it's a totally different system from Tarot. Lenormand is read verbally and not using imagery as you would in Tarot, even though Tarot does have their own meanings. It's quite visual, whereas Lenormand is quite the opposite. It's very verbal. And the way that it is read is that you put the cards together to kind of make a string or make a sentence, and you can pair the cards as well to get a concept, form a concept of what it's trying to say. So what I've done here is that I've laid out a double line of 7, which gives us 14 cards, and we're going to be bouncing around all over this thing. We're going to read the top line, the bottom line, we're going to do some pairing, we're going to do some mirroring, we're going to read in blocks of 6, and let's see what we come up here, okay? This first card here is the clouds, which speaks of things that are obscured. This is big trouble. This is, as you can see here, the King of Clubs. It's the highest card, and it is the worst card in the system. And this speaks of big trouble, obstruction, or not obstruction, clouding over, hesitation, doubt, obscurity. Okay, here we have the lilies, and the lilies speaks about serenity, peace, wisdom. It also speaks of maturity. This is usually typically the card that we see when we're talking about seniors or people in their golden years. Here we have the cross, and the cross speaks about burdens, pain, guilt. It can also be the card that shows religion. Okay, next we have the tree. And the tree speaks about health, spiritual, mental, and physical health. It also speaks about something that is rooted or something that happens over a long period of time, because trees do not grow overnight. Next we have the tower. And the tower in Lenormand is quite different from the tower in Tarot, where this card is mostly speaking about your government institutions, your corporations, enterprise, okay? This here is the letter, and this is anything that is documented, a report, test results, emails, faxes, anything that is documented and written down. Next, we have the crossroads, and that is the card of choices, options, alternatives. It's also could be speaking about a split, okay? Something that detours and splits, okay? Down here we have the mice, and the mice speaks about corruption, erosion, theft, a loss, anything that is expired or is taken away little by little over time, okay? Next we have the sun, which the sun is a very wonderful card to have. It's about success, vitality, and all positive things. Next we have the key, which talks about the answer, the solution, exposure, something that is shown to you, okay? Next we have the ring, and the ring speaks about contracts, agreements, marriage, something that is repeating, okay? Next we have the dog, and the dog speaks about loyalty, friendship, a guardian, someone that protects you. Next we see the house, which the house speaks about your home, your residence, real estate, your entourage. And next we have the bouquet, which is beauty, gifts, joy, happiness. Okay, or it could quite literally be a gift that is being delivered or a bouquet of flowers. Okay, so if we read this top line here, we see that there is confusion or big trouble over a long period of time. Okay? This card describes this describes this describes this, and so on and so forth down the line. So we see big trouble, long period of time. This is pain or religion. With this, I would consider it to be, since these are both paired, there's going to be trouble with the religious base, because this is the card of purity. Purity, burdens, and then spirituality. Okay, so there could be trouble with the religious base here. This could be a church, okay? And there's legal documents and multiple legal documents. So it appears that if they were to release this report, they're going to see a lot of trouble with their religious base here, and legislation, multiple legislations or multiple reports, okay? Next we see here, the corruption will be exposed, okay? Because this follows this, this describes this, this describes this. Corruption is exposed, okay? For the agreements with a friend, or loyalty to the home, and happiness in the home, gifts in the home, okay? So this could be saying that if the report is released, it will cause them a lot of trouble with their religious base that we see here, because it will expose the corruption in the government, okay, remember government, and the president, where they are the party of family values, okay, to make a happy home, and their long-term success here. This is something over time, long-term success, a repeating situation that has to do with the religious base, people that are loyal to this institution of government, and people, so it could be the religious base and loyalty to the government, for the legislation, the multiple legislations through the multiple reports, okay? There is also, they can also be looking at multiple corruption, different avenues of corruption, okay? With this card and this card, multiple corruption. So they will not be releasing it because it will expose multiple corruption, and it's going to be a lot of trouble for them with their religious base. It could prohibit them from passing further legislation. These are legal documents. So this could be the report, the legal report, because it could possibly detail multiple, the report could be speaking about multiple avenues of receiving gifts. Okay, could be bribes. This right here, the clouds with the bouquet, this could mean that the confusion is cleared up. Okay, but they will not release it. This is a peaceful resolution. It will not be released. And it will not be released because it will expose multiple, it will expose the corruption in the party, and they're trying to keep long-term success. If they do, this is long-term success. If they do, it exposes the corruption, the burden, and the guilt. Okay? Like we said, these here, read in a box of 6, a double line of 3, significant burdens, repeating situation, and loyalty to an institution or a corporation. So their religious base, as we see here, they're trying to keep them loyal to the institution, okay? If we read this double line of 3, we get a happy institution or a happy corporation. Legislation, multiple legislations that are being written or multiple reports. These are legal documents, multiple legal documents that keeps people happy. It keeps the corporation happy, keeps the government happy, it keeps their the loyalty to this institution happy. Okay, so it looks like they don't want to release the report to keep the religious base intact because they do not want the exposure of the corruption. They don't want this. Now we can start reading here in a zigzag. So if this is doubt and this is success, this says that the doubt will be cleared up, but it's going to be burdensome, so they will not allow it. Okay, there will be no clear resolution. No clear resolution here. There's an agreement or a link or something binding them to this right here. So this could be their religious group, or it could be the guilt of the government. Okay, and this right here is a residence, multiple residences. Okay, or multiple multiple branches of government. Okay, and there's a split here. So there's a split in the government. It's a divided government right now. Okay, this right here could be speaking about, since we have the tower and this could be a hotel building, this could be the White House. Okay, so there's a split in the White House. They don't want to lose the White House in the next election if they release the report, because it will show the corruption. The corruption is exposed here. Okay, if we look at these, when we start mirroring long-term success, okay, a repeating situation, or to continue to be rooted, or to continue to stand. Okay, and here's the legal document in the house. Okay, so that could mean that their standing is all dependent on not releasing the legal document, because it's not good for the party and for them to hopefully try to win back the House or the office of the presidency. Okay, now let's take a look at these. Okay, so we have big trouble and corruption. Okay, big trouble and corruption. A very significant burden, or a very significant religion, loyalty to an institution, and multiple gifts. Okay, so that could be read as they will not release this report because it's going to, remember, this is the answer, it's going to expose the dogmatic beliefs and the corruption, okay, and the loyalty to the institution, or the loyalty or the president. Okay, will split. It's going to split, and it's going to make people very happy for the split. Okay, multiple gifts. That could be that. It could also be exposing multiple bribes. Okay, now we can read this and this. So this is a loss, and this is happiness. Okay, so they're trying to stand because it'll expose the corruption, and there's going to be a loss, and there will be a new gift coming in. Okay, and this is the confusion that could be cleared up about what they've been doing which could be receiving gifts. And we can see that here. We start knighting. A happy corporation, a happy institution, a corporation that receives gifts or gifts to a corporation is the key of why they don't want this released. It looks like if this is a tower, like for instance the Trump Tower, this is an institution or a building that is a residence. So this could be bribes to the president, the person that is supposed to be loyal to the institution, bribes to the president through his hotels, okay? That is the answer here, and that's why they are obstructing, okay? There's corruption that they know that he's guilty of. This person is a burdensome friend. This person's very burdened, so they're trying to protect the house. Remember, protection? Protect the house by obscuring this because it is very damaging, and this person is guilty of splitting or cheating. Splitting the party, having alternatives or whatever to receive gifts. Okay? Now, let's try to read this line here. If we start knighting, there's big trouble. If you go to the left and one up, big trouble in the government for gifts, quite possibly through this person, the person that's supposed to be loyal to the institution, for bribes. Okay, he's receiving bribes through multiple avenues. What else can we knight? This and this, the lilies and the ring. This could be a long-term union. This could be a peaceful union. This could be a very conservative union. So in order to remain in power, okay, or remain standing within the conservative union, if they release this report, it's going to expose the corruption, the multiple corruption charges from this person here, quite possibly through legislation that was passed, so that corporations or the government or this person, the actual president of the White House, the loyalty to the House and the loyalty to the institution can receive gifts. Okay? And is there anything else that I'm not seeing here? Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to protect the presidency right here because it's showing long-term corruption through his hotels, also legislation, legal documents, multiple ways of receiving gifts, and they want long-term success from their religious base or in government itself. They want to be able to keep where they stand. And they don't. The party is split right now, and they see that as a loss. Okay, so I hope that gives everyone some clarity. I hope I was pretty thorough with that. I know I was bouncing around a lot, but we'll go ahead and throw a quick recap for those of you that had a difficult time following me. The reason that they don't want to release the report is because it's big trouble for the party, and it shows multiple corruptions from the office of the presidency through these legal documents. It could be through his hotels and multiple avenues to receive gifts. This could also be the report that is written, or this could be legislation that they're writing, but they're protecting the White House. They're protecting the White House because it will expose, as we see here in this block, corruption and big trouble, a big burden, and they want to be able to remain successful long term. okay? And it's a party that likes to show itself as a party of conservative values, and their audience really is the group that is a religious group, a very conservative group, a group that values the home and family, and in order to continue to remain in power, have long-term success, and continue to write legislation that addresses that group of people, while also keeping the big corporations happy. They can't release it because it'll be a multiple losses, and it will expose different avenues of corruption within the party. Okay, well, I hope that was helpful for you. I'm going to wrap it up here. Hope this wasn't too long, and I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.